Deboe vibes out here, man. We have a good time. We smoking cigars. We doing it big out here, man. Y'all keep watching this show. Let's go.
You already know. My homie Phil Brown right here, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come Deboe. Who? Deboe.
Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, pimps and players, and everybody in between. What's going on? It's your boy Deboe right here, Deboe Vibes, host of Deboe Vibes YouTube channel, host of Southside Foodie, and of course, host of this right here, the Deboe Vibes Sports Dive, DVSD all day. How you doing? How you feeling? How you living? First and foremost, I want to say thank y'all for coming by for another episode of Deboe Vibes Sports Dive. Now, before I do anything, as y'all can see, Falcon Bears in the building, Falcon flag in the building, the old school Mike Vick jersey in the building. So after this episode, I only got one more episode to go of me diving into all 32 NFL teams, division by division. After that, I'm gonna bring it back home to the dirty South, Atlanta Falcons all day. I'll be doing a weekly show talking about the Falcons progression, training camp, all that. Now, speaking of Falcons, and speaking of Falcon fans, I want to give a big time shout out to a few of the content creators who've been showing love and supporting me while I'm doing this right here. First and foremost, definitely got to give a shout out to the 9-5 North Falcons Talk Show. Much respect. The Water Boys Show, Water Boys with a Z. The Water Boys Podcast, much respect. Big Low Country Sports, much respect, Big Low Country. One Time for the Fan, much respect. A1 Forever Sports. Man, every Atlanta Falcon podcaster or content creator, man, much love and respect. And I can't wait to chop it up with y'all, man, and let the whole world know what the Dirty Birds going to do. So much respect. So today is a very special episode. We're going to talk about the AFC West. AFC West. What's so special about AFC West, bro? Okay, peep game. The AFC West is going to be our AFC opponent for this year. So the Falcons are going to play the AFC West this year. Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs. All right, so your boy's going to dive in a little more deeper and talk about the AFC West. And we're going to chop it like that. So you ready? Y'all ready to talk about it? You ready to take it to the West Side? West Side? You ready? Ready, Falcon Bear? Let's get it, y'all. Let's go! All right, first we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. As y'all know, the LA Chargers hired the one, the only, Jim Harbaugh as a head coach. Now, Jim Harbaugh is a second stint with the NFL. With the 49ers, he posted a 49-22 record and 3 NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl that he also went to. And from my research, you can definitely see a renewed culture. And with the LA Chargers, they have a new facility called the Vault. That's what it's called, a new training facility, and more state-of-the-art stuff. And they're letting Jim Harbaugh bring his culture to the organization. Offensively, Justin Herbert is coming back from a broken hand. And when he got injured, the Chargers had star quarterbacks like Easton Stick. You cannot replace Justin Herbert with Easton Stick. Justin Herbert has a career passing rating of 95.7. You can't replace that. Now, we also got to talk about the new offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. He typically has a heavier package, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. There's a lot of play action, a lot of movement with the quarterback as well. Justin Herbert is mobile enough to take advantage of such package. Now, this year in college, there was a debate. Who's the best offensive tackle? Olu or Joe Alt? Well, Olu got drafted by the Jets. Joe Alt got drafted 5th by the LA Chargers. So the offensive line did get better, and Joe Alt is going to make his transition from the left tackle to the right tackle. Now, as far as the receiving core should be led by second-year man Quentin Johnston. There's no more Mike Williams, no more Keenan Allen. So the main receiving core now is going to be Quentin Johnston, Josh Palmer, Ladd McConkey, and DJ Chark. And we cannot sleep on Josh Palmer, y'all. Josh Palmer was one of Justin Herbert's favorite targets. He had 72 catches last year. Now, as far as the running game is concerned, the Chargers brought in Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins from the Baltimore Ravens. So in this run-heavy offense that Greg Roman is going to establish, Edwards and Dobbins should get their fair share of touches, particularly Edwards. My dark horse for the offense is going to be rookie receiver Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey, very, very shifty wide receiver, has uncanny cutting ability, and he's also an amazing route runner. Let's talk defense. The Chargers still had the fearsome duo of Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack had 18 sacks and an overall PFF rating of 91.8, and Joey Bosa 7 sacks. We're going to sneeze that eat. And of course, you can't talk about a defense without talking about safety Derwin James, the hardest hitting safety in the NFL. Great field instinct, and one of the great things Derwin James can do is line a little more closer to a line of scrimmage to become that enforcer, kind of like a linebacker in that defense. And field awareness, so from that aspect, defensive coordinator Jason Minter should be very pleased. Overall, hey, Jim Harbaugh, first year with Los Angeles Chargers, he's already setting a culture, he's setting a standard, and without question, with his charisma, the Chargers should be up there as one of the most entertaining teams in the AFC West. Let's go! Let's talk about the Denver Broncos, y'all. The Denver Broncos no longer have Russell Wilson. We all see the messy divorce between Russell Wilson and head coach Sean Payton. Tumultuous relationship, y'all. And he is gone. He's with the Pittsburgh Steelers now. The season starts with the Bo Nix era. Bo Nix, rookie quarterback out of University of Oregon. His last season at Oregon, 40 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. And during rookie camp and OTAs, Bo Nix commanded the offense, had offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi very, very optimistic. And Nick showed elite accuracy with his underneath passes, intermediate passes, as well as a deep pass. Now, the running back room might be a little concerned. Javonte Williams, this might be his last year with them, and this will be his time to show and prove that he can actually be that man. And I think he will. Now, the dark horse, I think, is going to be running back Audric Estime, rookie running back out of Notre Dame. Flashy, productive, and he had 18 touchdowns last year and 1,300 yards for the Fighting Irish. Defense! Outside linebackers Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning have Broncos country very optimistic. You also include linebacker Nick Bonito into the rotation. You probably have the most athletic linebacker room in the NFL. Now, in the secondary, the Broncos did lose Justin Simmons. They let him go. And Simmons actually led the NFL for the past 8 years with 30 total interceptions. They had to replace that. So, overall, again, you know, we're talking about the Broncos. A lot of people saying they have one of the worst rosters in the league. So, you know, the numbers don't lie. It is what it is. Sean Payton's going to have his work cut out for him. And keep in mind, the second game, mark this on the calendar, the second game of the season they got is going to be against the Steelers and one Russell Wilson. We shall see how that goes. Let's go! Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. 3, 2, oh goddamn, she's fine. Let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are now under the helm of full-time coach Antonio Pierce. Players coach, the players wanted him, the players got him. Now, one of Pierce's first hires was offensive coordinator Luke Getsy from the Chicago Bears, and Getsy comes from the Mike McCarthy tree. So his pass game philosophy is very similar to that of Mike McCarthy. He loves the quarterback to do a lot of rollouts, a lot of bootleg. Now, as far as the run game is concerned, he loves to do the outside run zone. Out of 22 personnel, which is 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and a receiver. Now with this outside run zone scheme, this should allow Zamir White to just feast and ball out control. Now, when offense does run out of 22 personnel with the 2 tight ends, look for Michael Mayer as well as tight end Brock Bowers out of University of Georgia. Beast mode. However, here's the thing. With everything I just said, with all the hype I said, and let's not forget about Devontae Adams. We also can't forget about the quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell's passing completion percentage was only 62% last year. 6'2". So, you know, the Raiders had a chance to get Michael Penix Jr. They also had a chance to get Bo Nix. They refused to do so. They sat there and waited. Bo Nix went to the Broncos. Penix Jr. went to the Falcons. So they had nobody. And they still have nobody. So that should be very interesting for offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. Let's talk about defense. Defense, you already know what the deal is. Defensive edge rusher, defensive end, Max Crosby. Crosby had 15 sacks last year. He actually has an overall PFF Pro Football Focus grade of 96.1. And conversely speaking, he was tied for first in the league with 23 tackles for loss of TFLs. And he was wrecking off of offense. You actually have offenses scheming around him. That's how dominant this man was. And big time shout out to defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. Graham's defensive scheme brought massive improvement to the Raiders defense. As a defense last year was ranked 15 after being ranked 28th in 2022. Overall, the defense is going to be okay. My concern is the offense. Luke Getsy, new offensive coordinator out of Chicago. How will he, as well as Antonio Pierce, going to work with Aiden O'Connell and that offense? And when the Raiders are facing defenses like the Chargers defense with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, and Chiefs defense with George Karlaftis and Chris Jones, it might be a very, very long year for the Raiders, as well as Aiden O'Connell. Let's go! Last but not least, y'all, we going ahead and talk about it. The reigning back-to-back Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, led by one Andy goddamn Reid. Now let's get straight to it. Let's talk about the offense. Now before we talk about anything, we gotta talk about wide receiver Rashee Rice. So Rashee Rice, rookie last year, second year man this year, was involved in a car accident in Dallas where he was actually drag racing with his homeboys. He got into a 6-car pileup, right? So when he got to this pileup, he don't know if motherfuckers die. He don't know nothing. He gets out of the car. Him and his crew get out of the car, like they have 2 Lamborghinis, and they literally just walk off the highway. They just walk off. They say, well, hey, whatever happens type of shit. You know what I mean? So investigations happening, all that stuff, suspensions looming. The man could get 6 games. He might get the whole year, but you know how Goodell is. He might get nothing. You know, so something to look at right there. As far as the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, he's Patrick Mahomes. What the hell am I going to say about Patrick Mahomes? That y'all already know. Now, we do need to talk about running back Isaiah Pacheco. Here's the deal. Now, Pacheco is an extremely violent runner. A very violent runner. But the thing about that is that when you run with so much violence and so much aggression, you're going to end up with durability issues. Kind of reminds me of Chris Ivory, the running back for the New York Jets. Same type of running style. Running very aggressive, very violent. And what happens is that you get injured. And this man suffered 2 injuries last year and that crazy ass concussion he had last year. My concern with Pacheco, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I am a football fan. And as we can see, running backs are getting ran into the dirt. I think the Chiefs are going to just run this man to the dirt. And with him running with so much conviction and so much violence and so much passion, that would not bode well for him in the long run. But like I said, he's a running back. The running back's lifespan now is about 3 years, if that, of production. Let's talk about wide receivers. The wide receiver room upgraded with the additions of Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy, rookie speedster out of the University of Texas. Now, you add those 2 in the equation. You have Rashee Rice pending what happens with him. They also have Kadarius Toney. They also have Mecole Hardman, and they also have Sky Moore. They're a damn track team. They're a damn track team out there. However, the strength of the offense, I believe, is going to be the tight end, particularly out of 13 personnel. What the 13 personnel is 3 tight ends, 1 running back, and 1 wide receiver. So you have All-Pro future Hall of Famer Travis Kelce. Also, you have Noah Gray and Jarrett Wiley. They can all be in the game at the same time. And you have Pacheco in the backfield, and whoever receiver is going to be on the outside, that could be a very, very dangerous proposition, especially in the red zone for the opposing defense. Speaking of defense, defensive line is one of the strongest with the aforementioned George Karlaftis, who had 10 sacks last year, and of course, interior defensive lineman Chris Jones. The linebacker core did take an L. We talked about it on the last episode when we talked about Willie Gay going from the Chiefs to the Saints. However, that does bring a bigger role for linebacker Drew Tranquill. Drew Tranquill, one of the slept-on linebackers in the league. He will now be starting for this defense. Now, in the secondary, Chiefs have a very young and a very loaded secondary. Unbelievably talented, led by Trent McDuffie. Now, they did lose Ladarius Sneed to the Titans, but you account for Trent McDuffie, Joshua Williams, Brian Cook, as well as cornerback Jalen Williams. Mind you, all 4 of those dudes I just said, they were all drafted the same year, 2022. So when you talk about a young secondary who wants to get the job done, they're all drafted the same year. The future of the secondary is definitely looking bright for a future of defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs. Speaking of Steve Spagnuolo, he runs a very complex defense. His defenses are designed to disguise, particularly with the cover 3 scheme. Well, he'll disguise as a cover 2, where he has all the defensive backs going in one motion, and then 3 of them drop back deep and causes mass confusion for the offense. And the defense scheme that Spagnuolo brings is one of the main things on how the Chiefs have won back-to-back years. So, with that being said, last year, the last 8 games of the season, the Chiefs went 4-4. They limped their way into the playoffs. They somehow won the Super Bowl. If anybody can win 3 straight Super Bowls, it's Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see what happens. Let's go!
Off Deboe, off the left side, gets to the outside, first down, he shoots to the 20, the 30, they'll never catch him, he's at the 50, the 30, the 20, count them folks, silver and black, Bo Jackson, holy Toledo, 90 yards.
All right, so let's get into it. We got the NFL throwback topic right here. And so, you know, I hit my man CJ, shout out to my homeboy CJ from CJ and Sharice. Well, by the way, I got this bomb Social Den shirt. CJ and Sharice YouTube channel, The Social Den, every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Y'all already know what to do. Tell them Deboe sent y'all. Anyway, so it's on CJ. It's like, man, I'm thinking about talking about the great Super Bowl catches. He's like, yeah, man, do that. So, we brainstormed, and I came up with the top 4 Super Bowl catches of all time for your boy. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. The NFL throwback topic is a top 4 Super Bowl catches of all time. So many of them. But this is for your boy right here. Number 4 one is that Lynn Swann catch. The Lynn Swann catch in the Orange Bowl down Miami. He caught was an all-time classic. Unbelievable focus. Unbelievable control of his body catching that pass. And it's one of the things that Lynn Swann specialized in. So when you think about the Steelers, you always think about Franco Harris, Rocky Blythe, the running game. But Lynn Swann, a fluid wide receiver. And that fluidity is what you saw when he made that unbelievable acrobatic catch in the Super Bowl. Number 3. Let's go number 3, y'all. Number 3 happened also down Miami. Super Bowl between the 49ers and the Bengals. The Bengals were up. The Bengals thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. But here comes Joe goddamn Montana. Throw them boys downfield. And I think they were like on the 15-yard line or something. They was inside the red zone. Joe drops back and throws a laser to John Taylor. And that touchdown won Super Bowl for them. When I tell you, this dude threw it so accurate, he had to throw it into a window where only John Taylor could catch it. And did he ever catch it? And the thing about it is everybody's attention was on Jerry Rice. So the defense looking at Jerry Rice like he about to do something. Man, John Taylor was like, hey, I'm right here. John Taylor ran a skinny post, I believe, to the inside. And it was a slant pattern, one of those, and that's all she wrote. Let's go number 2. Number 2, y'all, and number 1, I debated over. But the number 2 catch of all time in Super Bowl history was Big Ben to Santonio Holmes to win Super Bowl against the Arizona Cardinals. That pass that Big Ben threw could not have been more perfect. And when I saw it, I was like, ain't no way in hell he caught that pass. Santonio did a toe tap out his world, y'all. A toe tap out his world. I couldn't believe it. But we saw what happened. Only a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, a heritage team like that, and can have a moment so special where Big Ben, the franchise quarterback, steps back and throws it right where it had to be, showing where one person can catch it. And that one person was Santonio Holmes. Number 1. Now let's go to number 1, goddamn. Number 1 catch of all time, in my opinion, was the helmet catch. Eli Manning to David Tyree. Y'all know what the catch was. Y'all know what it was. Eli Manning takes the ball. 3rd and 5. And he's scrambling all over the place. He's just ducking and diving. Just ducking and diving all over the place. He's in the grasp. He gets out of the grasp. Turns around, runs all over the place. Sits back. And just heaves it up in the air. Here's Tyree. Backpedaling. Sitting right. Him and Roddy Harrison, safety for the Patriots. They both are sitting right here. And that, I'm looking at, that had to be the longest 5 seconds of David Tyree's life. He just sitting there staring at it. He jumps up like this. I mean, y'all know what the deal is. And then Roddy Harrison just twists that man all over the place. Roddy Harrison, he just twists that guy. David Tyree's catching the ball. He's all bent over and everything. Dude, ain't no way in the world. But he caught it. And one of the main reasons I made that my favorite catch, because it happened against the goddamn Patriots. Fuck y'all. Fuck the Patriots. David Tyree made that damn catch, twisting his body over. Y'all, promise you, that dude has to be going through therapy to this day. The way his body twisted. Anyway, it is what it is, y'all. Top 4 catches for your boy Deboe Vibes. It's Super Bowl history. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what catches should have been on there. You know, I want to know. I want to know y'all opinion on that. But next week will be a series finale. I'll be breaking down all 32 NFL teams. We're going to keep it out west. We're going to the NFC West, y'all. Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, and the 49ers. That's going to happen next week, y'all. So until then, y'all, we will vibe out soon. All right. Hey, y'all, it's your boy Deboe Vibes, man. I see greatness in you. I see greatness in me. And I love y'all, man, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. It's your boy. And only Deboe Vibes. So y'all come on by. DVSG, Deboe Vibes Sports Style. As always, y'all, respect, love, peace, deuces. Yeah.
Deboe.
Who wants some of Deboe?